Hello, happy Thursday, and I'm Clover Thursday. Welcome back to my channel. Today is something a touch different because, we're always experimenting on this channel here. Well, I guess just experimenting in general, grand scheme of life, whatever. But I'm doing a digital painting of my partner's cat. He's just so fluffy and wall-eyed and mean, but in a kind of adorable way. I'm also experimenting with these Mateo ink brushes I downloaded from Google. I've mentioned them before. I use them for inking. I really like them. I'm not a big fan on having extraneous amount of brushes and downloads and crap to clog up my already poor little laptop baby. So we're starting out with a sketch. Snap from my cell phone because I was painting over it anyways, so whatever. I just made sure it was up to the resolution I wanted my final painting to be, or else my final painting would be a tiny little thumbnail and it would look awful. I'm referencing a Snapchat screenshot of him. He was so mad at me that day. So I started with a few layers, or at least a nice base layer for his silhouette, and I carved into the blob with an eraser tool to define the shape and just add little subtleties to it. A good way to get shapes you want is reductive drawing. Reductive drawing is bang. I kind of failed at the temptation of getting into the fur and fluff and strokes. I was really digging the brush I was using, and it was one of a brush from the Mateo inking brush. You can find it free online. It isn't too bad. But yeah, it's nice, at least for me, to just sort of chill, focus on drawing a thing, and learn, a little bit out of it. But I don't draw animals often, so when I get to do it, I honestly usually have to look at some reference, I had friends and classmates that say drawing from reference really hinders them because they try to follow it too closely and it messes with their style and just throws them off. And I guess it's a balancing act, but I find if you keep drawing a thing from reference, eventually your brain starts to just convert it into your style. Again, it's that artist memory bank, or I guess just human being general memory bank. I used to be so anxious about the term style. It used to be almost like a weird trigger word for me, just launches me into existential crisis. But I find, at least for me, as I come to realize, at least for an artist with a main style, because it changes sometimes with the job or whatever you're doing, an artist's main style is really just a collection of their preferences and how they do a thing. So I don't know, just don't sweat it and do a thing. You'll eventually just look at more art and see other stuff, and then find shortcuts to do things, and it'll just sort of turn into a style. Man, I can go on for ages about that whole style thing, but this video is not going to be that video. So I started out with multiple layers, but then I was like, yeah, this is a rough random digital paint sketch brush thing. So once I got all sort of got everything moving and kind of got the particulars I wanted, I just merged them all and just kept painting over top. And now I'm sort of indicating markings and whatnot, but again, not sweating it too much. It was a Sunday morning, so I wanted to chill. Had a podcast on. I think I was listening to an art stream. It was pretty dope. And yeah, I'm just pushing the lights more, creating more contrast between his front part and his back part. My favorite part of painting is sort of making the halo effect and the light contours around the closer part of his body, and just details his eyes. It's a lot of contrast going on in the super kind of basic painting, which makes that base ass painting of a cat at least kind of fun to look at. Like, you know, the contrast is in the brush strokes with, you know, some areas that are more textured and fluffy against, you know, against these hard, round brush strokes along like the contours of them, and the more details in an area versus the less details of the area, you know, to play with space and make, you know, his stupid face appear more closer than his big fluffy butt. But playing with those little contrasts just makes it fun to look at and, you know, fun to paint. Dumb cat. But this was a bit of a quick one, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. Maybe learned a teeny tiny something about it. I don't know, from it, maybe? I don't know. But if you like the video, you know, hit that like button, and if you want to see a new video up every Thursday, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more of my work and just like my posts and dumb stories, you know, feel free to follow my Twitter, Instagram, you know, check out my stuff on Etsy and my portfolio, all that stuff. All those good links are down below. So, you know, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye!